If you've been watching my videos, you'll know that I race in the 116 Trophy series, and the regulations this year introduced a new possibility, and that's the use of adjustable bushes that can adjust caster angle. So this video covers the installation of those bushes, but before we get started on that, I thought I'd explain just caster in case you're not aware of this particular geometry setting. Caster relates to the axis around which your wheel turns when you turn the steering wheel, and effectively on my car it's a line down through the McPherson strut. If you've got double wishbone set up, it's slightly different, but they talk about the kingpin angle. But yeah, it's this line that you see just here. What you're looking at here is a positive caster angle of about 8 degrees. It looks more actually, but I think that's just the camera angle. Apparently on these cars it's somewhere around 8 degrees. I couldn't find the precise definition. Increasing the camber has a number of effects, but one of the effects is that it increases the amount of effective camber you have when you turn. I'll demonstrate this later in the video once I've fitted the adjustable bushes, but just bear that in mind, that what I'm trying to achieve is increased camber on turn. So it's increased negative camber, even though I'm trying to increase the positive figure for caster. And that's something I get muddled on later in this video, so just bear that in mind. So increasing the positive caster increases the negative camber you get on the outside wheel when you turn. Okay, so my project for today, well, it's late on Sunday actually, so probably not completed today, but completed this week before the race at Brands Hatch, is to fit these Powerflex bushes. So they don't look anything like the picture on the front. Let's open them up. So they're black bushes, and the main thing about these bushes is that they have a center piece with an offset bolt hole, and the idea is that these go in the front control arm, which I've taken off the car, and they provide you, so this is in the Haynes manual they call it the tension strut, so it runs from the bottom of the front hub to the front of the subframe. And the main idea is that by having an adjustable bush in here like that, you can adjust the caster. So obviously by turning it round that way, it pulls this arm forward, which pulls on the bottom of the hub, which increases the caster angle. So that's what we're trying to install. You can see that I've still got the Strongflex bush in it at the moment, which I've been running with now for a season. It's a bit of a shame taking these out because I've found these to be really good. But Strongflex at the moment don't do an adjustable bush. So we're going for the Powerflex ones. I did actually debate having an offset one of these made, the sleeve that goes in the Strongflex bush, but you can see that the diameter is a bit different, which means, I mean, that's right up against the edge there, as you can see. And I don't think I had enough metal in this to actually give me a successful bush to do this. So rather than mess around with that and probably end up with something that doesn't work anyway, I decided to buy the Powerflex bushes. They were £165, including VAT and delivery. I think the delivery was free. We'll go through all the components of the bushing in a minute. The instructions to fit them, what you do is you scan, no, not that, you scan that QR code, and then that takes you to a Powerflex web page. It actually takes you to a PDF, and I've printed the PDF, and that gives the instructions on how to fit it. But we'll look at that in a second. Let's first get this bush out of this control arm. When I originally took the bushes out of the control arm to fit the Strongflex bush, I had all sorts of bush pulling kits. I've got a massive kit over the other side of the garage, but actually I think this was what I used. So this is just a piece of steel pipe, and it is, let's bring it up here so that you can see it. It is, yeah, about 90mm external diameter, but it's 86 internal. And that, if you look, that just about fits perfectly. So I'm hoping to press this out with this. I mean, this is quite... When I came to remove the original bush out of this, I remember it was pretty hard. You can look back at my videos to see how I did it. This one has still got, there's still silicone grease weeping out around this bush, so I'm hoping it's going to come out quite easily. Famous last words. But we need to drop this just a bit. So yeah, I think actually we'll just bring that up a touch. Okay, that looks good. Now I just need a plate to go across the top or something. Let's see if I can find a... That would certainly work, I think. So let's see how we get on here. I think I've mentioned this press before. It's a Sealy 5.4 ton press. I have to say, I'm not, if you excuse the pun, I'm not that impressed with it. It's a bit, it's okay, but the range on the jack part is not that great, and you seem to be forever moving it around. But it was quite well priced, and for the number of times I use a press, it's probably okay. But if you were going to use a press a lot, I don't think this is the press for you. I'd go for something a bit better than this. But anyway, let's see how we go. Yeah, it's just started to go through. Do it slowly. There it goes. Okay. Oh, that was pretty easy. But like I said, it's still got all the silicone grease around it, so I'm not surprised. Okay, nice clean control arm. Okay, that's still in good nick. I don't know if there's a market for second-hand bushes, but I'll probably keep it on the shelf in case I ever want to switch back. But now when you fit these, in fact, there are some metal sleeves. These, I think I've got to press those into this first, and then the bush fits inside those. So these seem to be the right fit. They're certainly going to be an interference fit, but I can tell they're going to go in. So they should be fine. In fact, I can partially press them in by hand. That one won't go, but this one this side has gone in a bit. The only thing I'm slightly concerned about is the bottom one of these sleeves going to move as I press this in. So I guess I'll have to do it flat first on a flat surface, just to get it to inside this sleeve, and then probably then switch to this. Yeah, you'd think that it's just going to push this out of the bottom, wouldn't you? Anyway, I'm probably worrying about this a bit too soon. We're not even anywhere near that stage at the moment. So right, so I can press these in. I'm not going to get this done this evening because I've got to stop in a minute. Let's see if we can get these to press into here. Yeah, I'm going to have to move it up. This is one of the problems with this press, is you spend all your time, because it's got a very short range, you spend all your time moving this thing up and down. Let that go under there. Maybe not. No, I probably will actually. Oh, and the other thing is the springs don't pull it up properly to the top, which is another nuisance. Okay, that looks as though that'll probably go in okay. It's a bit wobbly at the moment, but it should pull straight. The top one's certainly going in, bottom one is not. Maybe I'll stop there and flip it over. Oh no, that hasn't gone in straight at all. Huh. Okay. The answer is to use this, which means that I've got to... oh, what an idiot. Okay, let's... Alright, so you're seeing me making all the mistakes live here. I should have used the cylinder thing. Let's try again. Yeah, I'm a bit worried I've got those in so skew. That might not straighten up, but I think it should do. Do it a bit over to one side. Yeah, straightening up. It seems I'm putting a heck of a lot of force through that. Let's move it again. Try and do it this side. Oh, that's better. It's tilted now. Oh, that's better. Yeah. There you go. It's coming up straight now. That's much better. Okay. So move it again. See this bit, if you had just a lever on here or something, it would be so much easier than keep having to use this pole thing. Right. Try and get that level and central. There you go. Yeah, that's much better. Okay. All right, that's seated all the way around. Yep, that's done it. Good. Okay, so that's one side. I can't believe how many of these bits of metal. See, I've got another piece here. These, I've got 1.5, well, I've got a really small set of these, and then I've got a big set of them. Yeah, it just seems endless. But it seemed necessary at the time to do all the bushes, because obviously I've done them throughout the car, all the ones on the back, because there's a lot on the back to do. There's only, what is there? Just one on the front, actually, and the anti-roll bar bushes. Yeah, so there's not much to do on the front. All right, let's see if we can straighten this out. That's marked that a bit, but I'm not surprised, I suppose. It's taking quite a lot of force. Okay, see if we can get this one straightened up a bit. It's tilting. Right, so now we need to get it all this way. Okay, my camera ran out of memory while I was doing that, but just to say a few things that I wanted to touch on. The first one is, could you do this without a press? I reckon it would be pretty difficult, although you could use one of these things or a couple of these and threaded bar. I think it would be pretty hard to do it. Or you could, I've got a plate of steel, so you could probably do that and wind it in on the plate of, on a couple of plates each side. So I think it would be tough, but maybe you could do it. The camera obviously cut out before I press them completely into place. The main lesson to learn here is don't try and put them both in together in one go, like I first tried. You could even do it, just put this face flat onto here without this bush this side and press this one in, then flip it over and press the other one in. Yeah, don't try to do two at once. That was a stupid idea. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, that's what it needs to look like at the end of that. And then we put this in there. So we'll pick up on that next. Okay, so the instructions say to put some washing up liquid inside here, inside the housing. And actually I've put a bit around the bush as well. And then apparently I should be able to push it straight in. Now the main thing is, you can see this is asymmetrical. This is got a thicker, what they call top hat, this side to this side. And the thicker top hat is to go to the outside of the car. So this is the left-hand side traction arm. So it's got to go in that way. Whoa, stop right there, fella. You've got the tension arm upside down, so in fact I then go and install the bush the wrong way round. Let's try that again. Okay, take two. So, bit of washing up liquid in here, bit of washing up liquid around this, and now get it in round the right way. So it goes that way up, the ball joint points downwards. That's not looking great, is it? It's just got a little nick in there. Anyway, we won't worry about that. So it goes that way. So the more prominent hat part goes that way. Yep. So it's got to go that way in. Now, I wonder if that's got the range to do that. Where's my other piece of metal? We'll move that up a bit. All right, let's go again. Let's hope it goes in as easily this time as it did last time. Yep, seems good. It snapped into place, that's good. Okay. Fat part outwards, ball joint pointing down, that's good. Alright, so now we come to reassemble the other part. Let's clean the all of this washing up liquid off. So the final thing, I've got to put some washers on, but then this goes in here, and this time we're going to use some silicone grease. Which is what it says in the instructions. We've got a couple of washers to go on first. Let's see, those are in a little bag in here. Yeah, I did notice that these washers, where they've been manufactured, they've got a little pip just there, and it stops this sliding on, so I'm going to have to just file that. So we'll take a quick break there while I do that. I just need to just knock that little edge off there. Okay, we're back. So I just used a small semicircular needle file and just knocked that pip down. Yeah, it's there actually. So now you can see they fit fine. More grease. Okay, and that's got to go outwards, so it goes on the inside. And let's twist that into position now. Sorry, I probably can't see that. I'm just lining it up as I did last time. I think that's right. It's twisted a little bit. Okay. and then the other washer on the other side. Grease on both sides of that. All right, there we go. So let's go back to fitting it again. Okay, you can see here where the arm's got to go. Now I've got to feed it. Whoops, one of the washers has come off. I've got to feed it over the top of the track control arm first. So I'll do that first, and then get it into the subframe. All right, I'm gonna have to use a soft hammer, I think, to knock that home. Now, the first time I did this, when I had the bushing round the wrong way, it just slid straight in. So why is that resisting? Okay, bolt should go through there. So the bolt, apparently, this is a one-time use bolt. I don't know why, because it's not a stretch bolt. Stretch torque. It does have to be done up to 100 Newton meters, but I'm going to reuse it anyway. I have put some thread locker on it in case that's the reason why you can't reuse it. Okay, let's just check if that is in there. Yeah, that feels okay. Now very carefully do it up with this. Of course, not easy with the camera in the way. Let's move the camera back a bit. There you go. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Now I'll torque that later. My next priority is to get the arm into the hub carrier. That's quite a distance from there. Let's see if we can pull it. Oh, there you go. Okay. Wow. All right. Now again, this nut on the bottom of here is a non-reuse nut, but this time I think it's because it's got a nylock bit in the top of it. So I'm just going to use some Loctite again. Now, need to counter hold it with this. Oh, I've got that the wrong way around. Try not to keep nudging the camera as well. I think that was a new nut. I replaced the nut when I fitted the control arms the last time. Okay. All right. So that just leaves me now to have to torque up the that nut and the bolt on the subframe. Of course, the other thing we're going to have to do is realign the front end, so I'll have to restring the car because pulling the bottom of this forward is going to cause more toe out, I think. So yeah, they'll have to be restrung. which isn't a bad thing actually, because at the moment I'm running 2mm toe out each side and I want to reduce it to 1mm. So I was going to string it anyway. Okay, that's done it. What I did realise was I didn't actually video myself taking the control arm off, but I'm sure you can appreciate what you do. You just undo that, then undo the bolt on the subframe and pull it out, and that's it. There isn't anything else to do. Okay, let's see if we can demonstrate this. So this is going to be a bit rough and ready because I've got the car up on jack stands and I'm simply compressing the suspension with a trolley jack, as you can probably see. But if you look now with the wheels straight forward, I've got about negative 3.85 of camber. So you'll have to do quick maths there because it's my level shows it level to the ground, not you know, I can't set it to be 0 at perpendicular to the ground. So take 90 degrees, take the 86.15 off of that, and we've got 3.85. Okay, so let's turn the steering wheel a bit. Now that's one complete revolution of the steering wheel. And I hope you can see, it's not terrifically clear, but it now says 84.10, which means that we now have 5.9 degrees of negative camber, as opposed to the 3 point whatever we had before. So that's the first thing to show you. Now the second thing is, let's try some adjustments with it in this position. We'll try some adjustments to the caster angle. Now normally to do precise caster measurements you have rotating plates on the ground which are marked in degrees, and I've never done it so I don't quite know what the procedure is to do it, but that's required normally, but in this case we're just doing this just to show the comparison. So let me try and now dial in some change the caster. Okay, now it looks as though I've got this, I've been messing around with this a bit. I think I've got it set to full positive caster on the adjustable bushes. So as I turn this, the camber angle should decrease. And sure enough, you can see that the, let's just get that a bit further round. Oh. Let's keep coming round a bit further. Okay, so you can see now I've reduced it to 5.5 from 5.8, or close to 5.5. That seems to be as far as it goes actually. It claims to give you half a degree, these bushes claim to give you half a degree, either positive or negative, of the centre line, centre adjustment for caster. Now that's not going to be reflected 1-to-1 into what you're seeing on that gauge, because that would mean that you'd have to have the wheel rotated right round at 90 degrees to actually see that difference. But what it does show you is that as I wind this backwards and forwards, you can see that I'm getting more effective camber. That's the most important thing. So if we go back to set it at the maximum setting, you can see it's pulling the wheel forward. There you go, that's just there. So that's as far as it will go. As you can see now, we're back to the setting of 5.9. Okay, well, I don't know if that's useful to you or not, but hopefully you found it interesting, and yeah, we'll see how it performs this weekend on the track. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.